Welcome back to episode 8 of the Selling Leonardo podcast series. Here we are discussing the various talking points of the controversial Salvator Mundi painting that was wrongfully attributed to Leonardo da Vinci. We have covered a lot of ground so far, from its restoration process to why the visuals of this painting are not as good as some say they are. In this episode, we are going to talk about the other potential candidates who could have created the Salvator Mundi painting instead. If you are wanting to learn more about the infamous Salvator Mundi and how it became the world's most expensive and controversial painting ever sold, then make sure to pick up a copy of my book, Selling Leonardo, the Art World's Greatest Scandal. And with that being said, let's get started. I want to first start off by saying that I do not have a strong opinion, one way or the other, as to who I think actually painted the Salvator Mundi. The one thing that is super clear is that Da Vinci did not create it. We are pretty certain that this painting did come from Leonardo's workshop. The walnut panel it was painted on, the time period in which it was made, and the overall style of the work are some of the pieces of evidence that shows where it came from. But as discussed in previous episodes, there is simply no way that Da Vinci made it himself. Sure, he technically could have flicked some paint here and there on the panel to help teach one of his students, but there is no way to tell which of those flicks of paint would have been from him, if he even did that at all. And it certainly would not have made the painting attributable to him. There are, however, two leading contenders as to who may have created the Salvator Mundi. And those two people are Giovanni Boltraffio and Bernardino Luini. Little is known about the life of Bernardino Luini, except that he was a fairly accomplished artist and that he worked side by side with Leonardo da Vinci. Da Vinci scholar Matthew Landris attributes the Salvator Mundi to Luini. And if you have seen the works by Luini before, then you can clearly see why. He carried with him a unique talent to make the figures in his paintings appear like they are coming out of the canvas, much like how the Salvator Mundi does. Another interesting item to note is that the Jesus in his painting titled Christ Among the Doctors looks nearly identical to the Jesus of the Salvator Mundi. It has also been common practice among artists to use the same figure for multiple works. It not only helps the artist improve their technique, but it also helps them establish a unique style within their works. Now, Luini is just one of our top two contenders. So what about Boltraffio? Giovanni Boltraffio is another person that several Da Vinci scholars attribute as the artist behind the Salvator Mundi. In fact, one of the Da Vinci scholars who helped prepare me to be a copyist at the Louvre was Dr. Carmen Bombach, who was the lead curator at the Met. And she attributes the Salvator Mundi to the hand of Boltraffio. He heavily utilized the chiaroscuro method, just like Da Vinci did. And there are many similarities between his painting titled Portrait of a Young Man, possibly Girolamo Cassio, which was painted in the year 1500, and the Salvator Mundi, that would have also been painted around the same time. Remember, artists, especially during the time of the Renaissance, kept a steady style throughout their careers. There was also a big debate as to whether the painting Madonna Lita was painted by Da Vinci or by Beltrafio. And modern scholarship is currently leaning more towards it having been by the hand of Beltrafio. This is another great example that shows just how much their abilities and styles overlapped. So, if Da Vinci did not paint the Salvator Mundi, then who did? Well, the straightforward answer is that it was most likely created either by Giovanni Beltrafio or Bernardino Luini. There are strong arguments to be made for both of them, but for me, the most important thing to note here is that there is stronger evidence that one of Leonardo da Vinci's students created this painting rather than by da Vinci himself. Both Luini and Beltrafio had the skill set and the style to have made this work, while Leonardo da Vinci's abilities were just way beyond that than what was presented to us with the Salvator Mundi. And so this brings us to the end of episode 8. And I think now is a good time to mention that just because we only have 2 more episodes to go, this podcast is going to continue on. There is a lot more to discover and share with you, so make sure to like and subscribe to stay up to date on all future episodes. And pick up a copy of my book, Selling Leonardo, the Art World's Greatest Scandal. Until next time.